.281 as a right-handed hitter. And here's the first pitch of the game. Low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. So we are underway right on time. 72 degrees inside Tropicana Field. 89 outdoors. And the pitch is a strike. 1-1 to Figgins. Sean had a couple of hits and a walk in the game last night. 2 hits in game 1 of the series. And a liner into right. That's going to fall for a base hit. So he opens this game with a single the other way.
And the Angels can base hit you to death. They've got a .276 batting average as a team this year. That is 2nd in the American League and 4th overall. It's a fastball. Good location. Sean Figgins does the right thing. Just saw 3 fastballs and says, I'll just shoot it to right field. And he does.
It's been an interesting offense for the Angels. As we mentioned, they're 9th in the league in runs scored. They're last in home runs. They're 10th in walks. So they have been making contact and hitting their way on, but not walking as much as they'd like. And the home run total's down. Bobby Abreu takes the pitch down. And Abreu to this point with a couple of home runs, and Guerrero, who's been hurt, has just 1. In between those 2 guys, Torrey Hunter with 12, and a lot of runs batted in. 2-0 the count to Abreu. Price, 3 pitches into this game, working from the stretch now, and he's behind Abreu. 2-0. This one is down. A 3-0 count.
And you really got to pound the zone with this guy. Bobby Abreu has a lifetime on base percentage around .400. He's very selective.
Runner goes. The pitch is a strike, and the throw is a strike. Figgins running 3-0 is thrown out. Brenyak takes the throw from Navarro. Navarro threw a strike and cuts down Figgins.
Well, the element of surprise right there. The Home Depot doing more on defense is right here to try to help get out of an inning and help for David Price. That's a nice throw and a great tag. Did get him just before he got there. And that pop-up slide I keep talking about because it just makes it so much easier for the umpire to make a call.
Now strike 2 to Abreu. Well, the Angels doing the Rays a favor right there. And the 3-2 is inside. Abreu walks. So they erase the base runner on the caught stealing. And they have a base runner again on the walk.
Yeah, the 3-0 count is an interesting count to do that, especially if you got great speed, because you kind of figure, well, nobody's expecting it. Bobby Abreu works the count, and Diano Navarro was not taken by surprise. He came out of the chute, threw a strike down there.
Well, you heard Navarro talk about maybe being more engaged behind the plate with the young left-hander on the mound. David Price. Pitch to Hunter is low. 1 ball and no strikes. And, you know, he mentioned a couple of the other guys, Shields, you know, James Shields, he knows what he wants to do out there.
Right.
And DeHonor is maybe a little more hands-off. But I'll tell you, I think he's better when he's hands-on. And, you know, he showed last year that he could do that. 2-0, and really the turnaround part of his season as he makes a trip to the mound right here. The turnaround to his season last year, a lot of people think, was when he had that little get-together with Garza in Texas, and he was certainly hands-on that day and from that point forward. And I think it's a good idea for him to be hands-on all the time.
Well, the best catchers in the game do that. I mean, you saw Jorge Posada when the ball club was in New York do that with all the pitchers. I mean, even Andy Pettit, to be sure. I mean, Manny's a veteran. He knows what to do. But it is about being engaged. I think that's a great word. You know, especially when you're not hitting as a catcher. I mean, you want to be even better defensively to show everybody, hey, you know what? I'm not feeling sorry for myself. If I can't help it with the bat, I'm going to help you defensively, calling a game and throwing runners out. And
there's ball 4, so another walk Well, that caught stealing is looking bigger all the time with back-to-back walks to Abreu and Hunter. 2 men on with 1 out as Price tries to find the measure of things out here on the mound, and this is his 4th start.
Yeah, Vladdy's swinging the bat pretty well. He's had a couple of base hits to right field. He had a big double yesterday to dead center field.
Hitting .272. He takes a pitch up and away. A fastball. 1-0. Price, his first time out this year, gave up 5 walks. That was against the Indians in 3 1/3. Walk 5 his last time out against New York. And a big cut. Guerrero, we saw that big cut last night, and that was a big swing on that fastball.
Yeah, I mean, he knows what he's going to get. He's going to get something hard, a fastball. David's only thrown 1 slider. Vladdy the last 3 games swinging the bat well.
Fouls it. Laid on that 95-mile-per-hour fastball.
Yeah, David's getting a little lather going now. He's got it up to 95, 96. And this is when he's good. I mean, he can get it up to 98 when he wants to go for the strikeout. Up in the zone, above your hands. And he's also got a 90-mile-an-hour slider.
The 1-2. And a fly ball into right. Catchable for Gross, who makes the grab. The runners will hold. So Guerrero fouled one up the right side out of play and then hit that fastball the other way.
Yeah, the radar gun said 93, but it was a location that got Vladdy because that ball came in on him and tied him up a little bit. Didn't square it up on the meat of the bat. Take a look right here. Navarro sets up in. He got it in. That's a good pitch right, and up. And tough for Vladdy to get extended and through the ball.
So 2 outs, men at first and second, and here's Juan Rivera. And he has been a very tough out all year. 1 ball, no strikes.
David's got to get over that front leg. He's standing straight up. Got to land on the ball with his foot and get over the front leg to throw it. People like to say that downward plane, downward angle.
High with this one up and away.
He's not finishing. Almost a recoil right now.
Single, a caught stealing, 2 walks and a fly ball. 2 men on, 2 men out. And a strike taken by Rivera.
Much better with the back. When you finish, your back should be flat. 20 pitches, only 8 strikes so far. Your back should almost be parallel with the ground when you get over the front leg.
And a foul ball back on the fastball. 2-2.
Here's the 2-0 pitch where he did get over the front leg better. Long stride. There's a good bend right there at the back. As long as you land on the ball of your foot as a pitcher, your front leg, you'll be able to get over it and finish and drive the ball down the zone.
2-2. And the count is full. Missed with that fastball. So the runners will be off. Abreu at second and Hunter at first. 2 outs, a full count to Juan Rivera. And a foul out of play, right side again off the fastball.
96 on that one. I think he's only thrown 1 slider this whole inning. Could throw one right now and make a pitch. It's a money pitch for you.
Again on 3-2. And it's low for ball 4. So 3 walks in the inning. The bases are loaded. Jim Hickey is on his way to the mound. So they'll talk it over here in this 2-out bases loaded situation before David Price pitches to Rob Quinlan. We'll remind you that we're very proud and pleased to bring this game to you in high definition tonight from Tropicana Field. Jeff Kellogg out there to try to put an end to this conversation and move things along. Kellogg, the 47-year-old crew chief, hails from Michigan. Here's Quinlan. Well, his stance extremely open. And the pitch is down. 1-0. So wildness and the bases are loaded. There's a strike and it's 1-1. Quinlan hitting .238 for the year, but he came into this season a career hitter against lefties over .300. The fastball is fouled back.
Short swing right there on that 96 fastball. Quinlan was right on it, fouled it straight back like you said. And the other thing too, Kennedy Morales is much better hitter from the left side. He's hitting in the 190s from the right side of the plate. So Quinlan gets the start against the power lefty tonight.
1-2 pitch away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, a lot of pitches here. 28 pitches already for Price. 2-2. It's fouled away. So he'll make at least 30 pitches here in the first.
But even that pitch, David Price trying to go inside. Navarro sets up in, and that ball is left out over the plate. This location.
Oh, pretty close. And the count is full to Quinlan.
Had a lot of run on it. Navarro tries to sell it to Jeff Kellogg, but when you haven't had location and command, you're not going to get that pitch. And you're all over the place.
Here we go, 3-2. And a pop foul out of play. Another fastball. Mid-90s or better. So the runners return to their respective bases. They'll be off again on a 2-out, 3-2 count. He struck him out. Fastball was up a little bit, and Quinlan missed it. So a big strikeout. The Angels leave him loaded. Bottom of the first coming. No score. Rays coming in to hit. begin to hit in their half of the first. We'll take a quick look at the Rays lineup. B.J. Upton leads it off, followed by Carl Crawford and Evan Longoria. Carlos Pena, Vince Zobrist, and Willie Ibar down the middle. Gabe Gross, Deanna Navarro, and Reed Brignac rounding out the Rays lineup tonight against Irvin Santana.
All-Star a year ago, Irvin Santana. Sixth start of the season. He's had 6.75 earned run average, but he is coming off an excellent start against the Detroit Tigers where he won 8 2/3 innings.
Here's BJ fouling the first pitch back, strike one. Upton has had a pretty good run of success against Santana. He's 7 of 12 against him with a walk. This young man can be very difficult at times. 1 and 2 this year. Fly ball lifted into right. Abreu is there to his left a little to make the catch. One away.
The Angels defense, let's take a look in the outfield. Left to right, you got Juan Rivera, Torrey Hunter, and Bobby Abreu in the infield. Sean Figgins at third, Eric Ibar at short, Howie Kendrick at second, Rob Quinlan that started first base. Excellent defensive catcher Jeff Mathis behind the plate. Today's alignment for the Angels, brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket. Saving you money is our passion.
Here's Carl Crawford. The strike. Carl starts the night 7th in the American League in hitting, coming off a 2 for 4 evening last night. Quickly behind Santana. Santana through the first 4 pitches has been the antithesis of David Price here in the first. This one a little wide, 1 and 2. Price made 32 pitches in that first inning, but got out of it, allowing just 1 hit and leaving the bases loaded. Crawford fouls it. Just a little nubbing foul ball there, but something that Crawford has really worked to extend at bats with, just to stay alive against good pitchers. 2 and 2. Slip to the backstop.
You don't see that very often. One gets through the wickets. Jeff Mathis. You're right with Carl Crawford. It's much like what Torrey Hunter is doing with the Angels. He really wants to have tougher at bats and work the count better, and Carl's doing the same thing.
And here it is, 3 and 2. He got down 0-2, and this has happened repeatedly with him this year. So full count. Ground ball, chop right side. Quinlan backs up the toss to first. Close over there, but Santana got to the bag in time to take the toss. You could almost feel Quinlan's heart start to race as he backed up on that ball.
Yeah, with a little back step right there to get a clean hop. Realizing that Carl Crawford can slide, Santana did do a straight line to the bag as soon as that ball was hit to the right side. It's the ball in the back at the same time. That's tough to do. Ideally, you like to get the ball to the pitcher before he gets to the bag.
Two outs, and here's Evan Longoria. It's away. A ball, no strikes. 1-1. 6th start for Santana. He comes in with a 6.75 earned run average, but comes off a very good start on the road against the Tigers. He'd had a couple starts prior to that against Chicago and Seattle, both home starts in which he had allowed 7 and 8 runs. He gave up 7 runs in 1 inning against the White Sox on May the 25th. He throws this one by Longoria, a fastball, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. At the end of 1, no score. David Price weathered a big storm in the first inning. A lot of it of his own making as we take a look at the Toyota trend. 0 first pitch strikes to the first 6 hitters. He made 32 pitches, of which only 15 were in the strike zone. But no runs allowed. And Eric Ibar will open the second inning for the Angels. Ibar, Mathis, and then Kendrick. There's ball 1.
Yeah, that's a real tough way to pitch. That's 7 hitters in a row now. First pitch ball.
There's a strike. 1-1. Roller foul up the right side through the coaching box. So the count is 1-2. Chop out to second this time, and Zobrist is right there with the first out. So Ibar bounces 4-3. Bring up Jeff Mathis. You know, Kevin Price a little unique in his windup, in that his first move, his first step is actually forward.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And it's something that he says he's done since college. It was really suggested to him by his college coach, and it all has to do with balance over the rubber. Pitch to Mathis is down, but you see that move. His first move is forward.
Yeah, watch the front foot there. The right foot steps forward and in the turn. It's a compact delivery. I mean, it's a very economical delivery. There's not a lot of moving parts. He gets into the turn position immediately, and he doesn't need the drop step like most pitchers to do that. He's already in the turn right there.
Now 1-2 to Mathis.
I have seen a couple of guys in my career do this before, but he turns, he gets that back foot right on the rubber immediately. Very economical, and throws 97 miles an hour.
Mathis managed to get a piece of that one and foul it back.
The only thing that would make it more compact is if he didn't go over the head with his hands.
Yep.
If he stayed right there in the turn, I mean, he'd be able to repeat his delivery even more consistent if he didn't go over his head.
Foul back. Well, Price, the neighborhood of 6'6". Stands pretty tall out there, but for a guy that size, does have a nice compact delivery. Missed a little wide there, and the count is 2-2.
He's getting over the front leg better. Might have been a hair out, but that's a good pitch. That's where you want to be.
Count still 2-2 as Mathis fouls it away.
You know, when I worked with Roger Clemens, managed Roger Clemens in Boston, he would go over his head like that. And one thing that he did as he got older is, it's too many moving parts for me. I'm just going to turn from the chest position with the hands, and my arm will catch up better. So Roger had a very short back step. Now, he did drop back, but it was very short. Got into the turn position immediately, but kept his hands right at his chest. And the hand got up in the release point as soon as the front foot landed. It was perfect.
Pitch is down, so Mathis draws the walk. The fourth given up by Price. Tonight's game is simulcast in Spanish. You can access this audio feature by selecting the built-in SAP option on your television set. One on, one out.
It's all about rhythm anyway. I mean, there's a couple of ways to do it. Obviously, guys going over their head. There's been a ton of pitchers that do that. Some guys like to keep their hands at the chest. It's all about when you land, you get your arm in the right position, the right arm slot.
Kendrick taking that first pitch, and there is a strike. That's his first pitch strike. Leads off. The pitch is foul. So Mathis was on the move. The Rays tops in stolen bases with 93. The Angels second in the American League, 66. Thrown out in the first inning, which helped Price and the Rays.
You know, Mike Scioscia's just reading the delivery of David Price. If he's not going to show any difference as far as leg kick, he's going to run everybody.
That's away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Price right now focused on trying to throw strikes.
And Mike knows that. Mike Scioscia knows that, so he's going to try to take advantage of that, sneak a base here and there, even with the guys that don't usually run.
1-2. Down and in. Trying a slider. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A struggle tonight for Price. And he's 3-2 with Kendrick.
Look at that, already 50 pitches, only half of them for strikes.
He's gone to a 3-ball count on 6 of the 9 hitters he's faced.
And that's going to tax the bullpen tonight because Joe Madden won't let him go. Gone 108 pitches before, 106, 108 pitches. He's right around in there. Joe Madden won't let him go more than that. So I mean, he's going to be a bullpen night.
3-2. Swing and a miss. Kendrick out on strikes. Came back with a fastball to get him. Went all the way out, and that's out number 2.
You know, people talk about David Price, and a lot of young pitchers especially. There's a lot to learn in the big leagues. That's a great fastball, obviously, right on the outside corner, 96 miles an hour. Kendrick swung underneath it. But there's a lot to the game in the big leagues. I mean, that's why it takes time, and you need development in the minor leagues. Very few guys, even this kid Steven Strasburg from San Diego State, very few guys that come right out of college into the big leagues. It's about, you know, holding runners. It's part of the game. I mean, the advantage against guys like Mike Scioscia or Joe Madden, they're gonna exploit your weaknesses, whatever they are. So there's some things David's just going to have to learn up here in the big leagues. One of the reasons they sent him down.
Missed on the first pitch to Figgins. This one is a strike on the outer part of the plate. Fastball, and the count is 1-1. And there's a lot of talk in the spring about him breaking camp with the club, and the idea that he really needed to add the changeup to the fastball and the slider. And the Rays talked all spring about him commanding the fastball. The strike, and he's ahead of Figgins, 1-2, and we have seen in his starts here why they had that concern.
Yeah, I mean, they did the right thing. I mean, even down in AAA, David wasn't lights out, but you know, he's got the stuff that you like to see an arm like this up here. First of all, you know, he comes out of college, great college. You saw what he did last year in the postseason. And, you know, with the injuries the Rays have had, some of the inconsistencies in the rotation, I think David's here to stay myself, and I think he can learn up here.
The 1-2. It's low. Slider.
The thing that David has versus a lot of guys is that he's got the stuff. When he gets himself into trouble, he's got the stuff, the overpowering stuff to get himself out of trouble with that.
He's got overpowering stuff, Kevin, and he's got a clean delivery.
Sure does.
Which says a lot. Full count.
And
you'll see a lot of young pitchers, and I know you've seen them come up, and you're concerned about the mechanical part in terms of wear and tear. But this guy's pretty good in that department.
No, it's an economical delivery. He's got good mound presence.
3-2 down to third. Longoria takes it across the diamond to paint in against Figgins. Man left on base, and we got to the bottom of the second inning. No score. 1-800-947-AUTO. The Ray Hawk persists not only in the memory of some, but in the day-to-day lives of some. Carlos Pena lofts a high popper left side against the ship. Biggins over there by himself and makes the catch. He had to wait a long time for that one to come down. One away.
Yeah, he tracked it against that light roof. He took another look upstairs. Stayed with it. Can't really take your eyes off the ball here. Tough background. What you look up at on pop flies.
Ben Zobrist in the batter's box. Pitch from Santana is down and in. A 1-1 count. Ben at 311. 12 homers and 35 runs batted in. He was on base 3 times last night. And there's a line drive. That's going to be in there. All the way back to the wall. And Zobrist is on his way to second. Abreu had to go to the wall to get it. So it's a 2-base hit for Zobrist. Ben's 14th double of the year. That's our checkers double of the game.
Yeah, Santana just missed location. Mathis sets up away. It's a fastball that runs in. And Ben gets inside it and shoots it down the right field line. Short, compact swing for that double.
So the Rays have their first scoring opportunity. It comes with 1 out in the second. Here's Willie Ibar. Pitch is a strike. Willie's brother Eric is trying to keep Zobrist close to the bag at second base. Willie fouls one back, 0-2. Ibar comes in 2 out of 5 against Santana. Down right now, 2 strikes. There's Eric, his brother. Started to go and checked on a pitch down and in. Immediately, Jeff Mathis wanted to check with Rob Drake.
You can see Jeff Mathis getting his feet wider in the setup position, which kind of tells you, obviously tells you a breaking ball is coming, but he's set up late. If you're a catcher, you're going to look different on a breaking ball in your setup. You better do it late so you can't relay that to the hitter.
This one is down. Came back with a slider.
See, Mathis won't move until Santana starts his motion. He won't give away the setup until Santana starts. He just kind of sits there, doesn't give away location or the pitch until Santana moves.
Ground ball headed toward the middle. Eric Ibar gloves in the throw to first. He made a nice play to throw out his brother at first base with Zobrist headed to third. Willie made a bid to get it through the middle, but Eric wouldn't let it go through.
That was a nice play. It's just a contact short swing right there, almost a half swing by Willie Ibar, and Eric does a full 360 and throws a strike over there. Thought he might kind of alligator that one with the arm. Just kind of, hey, I tried, but it went through. Hey, no, it's for keeps between the lines. Brothers or no brothers.
So with 2 outs, Zobrist at third. Gabe Gross stepping in. Gross lines it into left. There's a base hit. And the Rays lead 1-0. Gross took the fastball the other way to drive in the first run of the night.
Nice short, compact swing. Fastball away and up, and Gross goes right with it. Textbook right there. That's what you're supposed to do. Nice short swing. Look at that extension through the ball. Head down on the baseball right there. Good extension. Good finish.
So So the Rays cash in on their first opportunity of the night. Now here's Deoner Navarro with Gross at first. That's a strike, picking up the inside corner. Navarro had a run batted in last night. Rays scored 5 in the second last night. He drove in a run with a ground ball. Runner takes off. The pitch is down and the throw is not in time. Throws for the stolen base. That's his 4th. He's 4 out of 5 in that department. And he'll spring that on you once in a while.
Yeah, big leg kick by Santana. The ball's in the dirt, yet picked by Mathis, and he made that much closer than what it should have been just because he's so quick with the feet. He's got a nice release with the arm.
So now Gross in scoring position for Navarro. Good eye. 2-1.
I think the more pitches Deoner sees per at bat, the better hitter he's going to be. The more selective, not expand his zone. Especially when he's ahead of the count. He can throw you a strike.
Ground ball right side. Quinlan picks it up, and the toss to Santana retires the side. The Rays score a run on a couple hits and leave a man through 2. 1-0 Tampa Bay. To sign up at Cain's Furniture for a chance to meet one of your favorite Rays. And if Rays pitchers come up with 10 strikeouts in a game at home, log on to CainStrikeout.com and print a voucher that can be redeemed at Cain's for a free Papa John's pizza. Get to Cain's today. Couple of strikeouts, 4 walks, and a hit through the first 2 innings allowed by David Price. And 58 pitches. So the Rays would love to see him settle in with a couple economical pitches in the pitch count department. Bobby Abreu to lead off. Abreu walked his first time. Pitch is low. Price made 32 pitches in the first inning and 26 in the second. strike, and it's 1-1. He still only made one first pitch strike tonight. This is the 11th man he's faced, and he's ahead 1-2.
A couple of good fastballs there. Bobby Abreu, make him work, but now he's ahead of the count. David Price is, and that put away slider.
Oh, there it is, a fastball, strike 3 call. Abreu caught looking.
That's just paint right there. Didn't need the slider, painted the fastball. Look at that. That's right at the knees on the outside corner. That's it. Definitely a strike.
There's Torrey Hunter. Pitch is down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. One and one now. Down. It's 2-2. And the count is full. Fly ball lifted to the right side. Zobrist, Pena, and Gross over there in a hurry, and they can't catch up to it. Great sliding effort by Gross at the last moment, trying to get his glove into some kind of position to catch it.
Yeah, he actually overran it, and I think you saw Zobrist too out of the corner of his eye, and Ben kind of had to hold up at the last instant because Gabe got there, but Ben had to back off, and I think, as you see, he overran it faster than he thinks. It's a tough play with that triangle of 3 players there converging. You definitely don't need any more injuries.
That's strike 3 call. Hunter looks at a fastball. So a couple of strikeouts here. 2 up, 2 down.
Paint right at the knees, getting over the front leg better. Grabbing it right down in the zone. Corey knew it.
There's Guerrero lifting a fly ball into right. Gross is there. 1, 2, 3. That's just what Price needed. Bottom of the inning coming. 1-0 Tampa Bay.
Authority of the Tampa Bay Rays and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays.
In the bottom of the third, it will be Reed Brignac to lead it off here against Irvin Santana. Reed in there at short, hitting ninth again tonight. Pitch is a strike. Brignac was out early, taking some extra hitting with that little ball procedure that Joe Madden has instituted. This went down and in, and Joe was spending some extra time with him, talking with him and demonstrating how he could get down through the ball more as opposed to lifting the ball. He's had this severe uppercut.
Sure has, that's right.
And Madden spent a considerable amount of time with him before the game today, trying to get him to be a little more down through the ball and not so severe with the uppercut.
Yeah, you got to use your legs to get the low ball. You got to load. You got to go down, feel the ground, the balls of your feet, and get through it in your stride.
The ground ball hit up the middle. Kendrick cannot come up with it, and so Brignac is aboard. So the Rays have a base runner, and let's check in with Todd Callis. He's got a whole team of special guests.
I do, Dwayne. Landy Faedo and the entire Alonzo Raven championship team, Class 6A, the biggest class there is. Congratulations, first of all, and tell us about your special group in this season.
Thank you. It was special. I mean, they played great. We had a consistent pitching all year. We had two great starters with Ray Delphi and Thomas Dormney, and Ray going down, and Jose Fernandez right here to my right slid into the number 2 hole and did a great job.
EJ Upton at the plate with a runner on first. You guys look at this Tampa Bay Rays team and what they did last year. Was your team similar, pitching, defense, a team that liked to have some fun?
No doubt about it. They came to the park, they played, and we always had consistent pitching and defense.
That's what wins championships, guys. These guys were on the field before the game, too. That's always a nice honor.
1-0 the count here to B.J. Upton. He takes one. 1-1. Reed Brignac got credit for a base hit. We apologize for that little technical difficulty there with Todd. Congratulations to those guys for what a great year. Now B.J. at the plate with Brignac aboard, nobody out. He lifts the fly ball toward right center. And it's Hunter in front of Abreu making the catch. An 8-time Gold Glove center fielder taking charge out there. They win the championship, and Todd is signing autographs.
Todd's a star out there, isn't he?
Now Carl Crawford in the batter's box. Outside. You know, we should probably team up and become his agent.
I think so.
I think we can make some money doing that.
Yeah, we could market him, and yeah.
I mean, he's just a natural, and everybody loves him. Look at that. See? It cuts across all demographics with him.
Might be too late for us to represent him. He's too big already.
Wave and a miss. The count is now 1-1. Todd Callis has left the building. Back into the bat cave. 1-1 the count here to Crawford. Stato down to first on the pitch in. Back in is Brignac. Brignac with a base hit, an infield hit to start the Rays half of the third.
You know, what that does when a catcher will throw behind the runner, it shortens up your secondary lead, which is important on base hits to the outfield. Makes it tougher to go first to third when you can't get a big secondary lead. Mathis does that very well. Looks like he got some dirt in his eye.
Ron Porterfield out there to tend to him. We'll remind you that live from Amway Arena, Sun Sports brings you post-game coverage of the NBA Finals with the team that's been with the Magic all season. David Steele, Matt Gukas, and Paul Kennedy providing you with live player interviews. Lakers versus the Magic. Showdown presented by StopRepairBills.com Thursday on Sun Sports, immediately following Game 4. Brignac back in at first. One on, one out. The Rays scored their run in the second. And Carl is now ahead in the count. 3-1.
Taking a long look down there at Tom Foley. Wants to see if Reed Brignac's in motion, which would be a run and hit play if he is. Choice being Carl's.
He is in motion, and the pitch hit on the ground and through into right field. Brignac's going to dig for third. It will be a first and third situation. The Rays did that well last night. Crawford's base hit sends Brignac to third tonight.
That's what a run and hit play is. 3-1. That's Carl's choice. If he likes the pitch, he does exactly that. If it's outside, he takes ball 4. And you could see Carl taking that long look at Tom Foley just to be sure, and he was. He got a good pitch to hit. Makes it a first and third situation for Evan.
It's 80 hits on the year for Crawford. He came into the game third in the league in that department. Here's Evan Longoria. Crawford's going to take off, and now Santana throws high to second. He's in there. Santana looked at Crawford, who took off early. He had him, but he hesitated. Really took him out of his comfort zone and made a high toss back there.
Yeah, that first and third, this is the old high school play. Lift the leg, pick him off. He does. And as soon as Santana took a couple steps off the mound, that was too much to get Carl Crawford. He should have fired it immediately to his second baseman.
So Carl picks up a steal. Second and third now for Longoria. And the pitch is a strike. .35 for Crawford. Wave and a miss, and Longoria is behind. 0-2.
Been getting a steady diet of sliders away and fastballs away, and Evan just got to make sure they come back to him a little bit. He's expanded his own zone a little bit here in the last few days.
Takes it down. 1-2.
The backup slider right there. It almost got past Jeff Mathis. He caught it on the heel of his glove. He had to turn the glove over.
This one is blocked, and the count goes to 2-2. Santana came into this game 3-3 lifetime against the Rays with a 5.51 earned run average.
Mathis getting over that slider. Legs down. Be soft with your chest. Tense up, and he was. Drops it right out in front of home plate.
So it's a 2-2 count to Evan. Fouls it. And another slider.
Evan's very good at going the other way. When he stays back a little bit and gets inside it, he squares it up and shoots it in the gap to right center very well.
Oh, look out. That pitch up and in right on the bill of that helmet. Wow. That was scary as Longoria is hit by that pitch. That will load the bases.
I don't know how he got out of the way of that one. That one just took off from Santana. Now, that wasn't intentional. And Evan turned in the right way. You turn toward the catcher to protect your face. Like it bounced off his left shoulder, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, left shoulder, and Mathis caught it. Definitely hit him. Santana was trying to get some extra. That just got away. That wasn't intent. I mean, obviously he's not trying to, in this situation, hit Evan Longoria to set it up for Carlos Pena. But he was trying for the big strikeout. That was a 96 fastball that Evan was fortunate enough to get out of the way. Wow.
So it gets him on the shoulder. Bases loaded, and here is Pena with the shift on. He fouls the fastball right back. Strike one. Had a pretty good cut.
Yes, he did. Even the first pitch in his first at bat, he popped up the third base. He was right on that. That wasn't a bad swing. Like those numbers with the bases loaded, 6 grand slams. They go with a 300 batting average.
A 1 strike count on him. Big opportunity for the Rays against the right-hander Santana. Carlos took one out to the opposite field in the game last night at the first pitch he saw in the 3rd inning. Homered to left. Takes one inside. 1-1. Rays have loaded the bases with 1 out. The 1-1 pitch. And he fouls it.
Carlos was looking for that too. That was a slider. He had a good hack on it.
Carlos has been swinging the bat very well the last couple of games to start this homestand. The 1-2. He takes it low. That's another thing he does when he's going well. Very good eye. He doesn't chase many pitches when he's in his zone. 2-2 right now.
Yeah, he has good pitch recognition right out of the hand to lay off that slider. That was not an easy pitch to take.
The 2-2. Way up and away on a fastball. 3-2. Santana trying to get a little strong on that one.
I'm anxious to see if he throws a 3-2 slider here or tries to overpower Carlos with a fastball. He got 2 choices. He can get it up there to 94, 96. I mean, after you saw 96 hit Evan Longoria.
3-2 the count. And a high fly ball, not overly deep toward left center. Rivera makes the catch, the tag at third. Breniak's coming to the plate. He scores. And now Crawford, who had rounded the bag at second, is out, but count the run. The run scored. Breniak crossed the plate, and Crawford is caught off second base, trying to get back in. So the Rays have a 2-0 lead through 3. baseball on Fox Sports Florida, brought to you by Papa John's. Taste of Papa John's large meats pizza with 5 real meats or a large Tuscan 6 cheese with a blend of 6 cheeses. Just $10.99 each. Call, carry out, or click at papajohns.com today. And by Aflac, we've got you under our wing. Rays with a 2-0 lead. The first pitch of the fourth to Juan Rivera is a strike. David Price ran up the pitch count in the first 2 innings. Had a 1-2-3 third with just 12 pitches. So that helps, and he's in front of Rivera 0-2 after that foul ball.
Yeah, Rivera's got a couple assists in this series in the outfield. He comes up firing. He's got a good arm. And then cutting that ball off to get Crawford.
Pitch is down. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the Rays settled for just the run in the third, with Crawford being caught off second base to end the inning. Sacrifice fly by Pena. It's out of play. The count's still 1-2.
And Santana did throw a 3-2 slider to Carl, so he didn't challenge him with a fastball.
Two and two. Full count despite getting out in front. The count runs full. He's had a ton of 3-ball counts on hitters tonight. The 3-2 to Rivera, and he walks him. So a leadoff walk in the 4th inning, and it's time for the Aflac trivia question. Aflac, we've got you under our wing. Tonight's question: what's the most home runs by a player who started at least at 6 different positions in a single season? Here's Rob Quinlan. Takes a pitch away. 1-0. So after that quick 12-pitch 3rd inning, a leadoff walk in the 4th, and a miss on the first pitch to Quinlan. And that pitch close, but again, if you're all over the place, you're not likely to get those close pitches.
That's exactly right. That looked like a pretty good pitch, but you got to establish that you have command to the umpire. Sometimes it surprises him too.
There's a strike. 2-1. Quinlan in take mode right there.
Well, they want to get David Price out of the game. They've been taking first pitch strikes because of his lack of command tonight. And they'd like to get him out of the game.
Swing and a miss. He comes back to pull even with Quinlan. There is some stirring down there in the Rays bullpen here in the 4th inning. Price just over 80 pitches as Grant Balfour is up for the Rays.
This is a huge game for the Rays with Boston playing New York tonight.
Quinlan pops it up foul. That will carry out a play.
And the reason is, one of those teams obviously is going to lose, and you win, you're going to pick up a game on one of them, and you got to maintain pace here. You got to start winning series like we talked about in the pregame. Joe Madden managing with a sense of urgency, which I like that. You got the Nationals coming in, and no disrespect, but they've got the worst state record in baseball. But you got to start winning series against the good teams.
Foul out of play, holding the count at 2-2.
And you can't give it to them by walking guys. You can't do it up here in the big leagues.
Well, Price got out of a big spot when he gave up a hit and 3 walks in the first and was unscored upon. the lead runner at second on a force, as it turns out. Quinlan hit it on a line, and it popped right out of Evans' glove. But he gets the force play on Rivera.
And credit Rob Quinlan for the hustle, too. Evan has it pop right out of the glove. Quick reactions by Zobrist to try to get two, but Quinlan was running hard. Well, Rivera did the right thing. You got to freeze on the line drive. He was in no man's land. And Quinlan's the guy that saved it from being a double play because he never stopped running.
Eric Ibar takes the first pitch for a strike. Yeah, you may see a lot of hitters with a line drive like that just be upset that they could hit the ball hard to right at somebody and stop.
Yeah, it's one of the things that Mike Socia likes about Rob Quinlan. When he gets a start, he usually does something special, and he busts his tail and hustles and plays some first or some third.
2 strikes to count to Ibar.
Never complains. I mean, he's a guy that some people feel could start with a lot of clubs, but with the Angels, he's their utility man on the right side, basically at the corner positions.
Ibar fouls the slider. Pitch breaking down and into him. Runner at first with 1 out. We're in the 4th tonight. Ray's got a run in the 2nd, a run in the 3rd. Price has battled his command all evening. Foul right back over the screen. Angels won the first game here Tuesday night 4-3. The Rays were 9-5 winners last night. Fly ball toward right. In line. Gabe Gross makes the catch. 2 outs. Jeff Mathis will be the hitter. Now Mathis walked his first time. Price has 4 strikeouts. He's walked 5 and has given up 1 hit. He's at 89 pitches right now. 2 outs into the 4th. Pitch is a strike. So it's fouled back a third. 0-2.
Slider right there, 87 miles an hour. They've thrown any changeups. Not one changeup tonight.
Swing and a miss. He strikes out Mathis to retire the side. Picks up the strikeout. The Angels leave a man. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 2-0 Tampa Bay. Trivia question. Aflac, we've got you under our wing. What's the most home runs by a player who has started at least 6 different positions? 30. Felix Mantilla of the Red Sox in 1964. Well, Ben Zobrist has 12. Ben hails from Eureka. And lines this one, caught by Quinlan. Boy, Quinlan extending that big first baseman's mitt to grab that one and rob Zobrist of a hit.
Yeah, he waited. His timing was perfect, too. He waited on that ball. Didn't get fooled by the swing. Timed it perfectly. Watch Rob Quinlan, upper right-hand corner here. He waits before he jumps. Times it. It's as high as he can and spears it.
It's Willie Ibar. Pitch is down. Ball, no strikes. Ibar made a bid for a hit up the middle. He shoots this one foul down the right side. His brother Eric Ibar ranged to his left in the second inning and made the play and threw him out. That's away. 2 balls and a strike. Rays with 2 runs, 4 hits. The Angels, no runs, 1 hit. And the strike is called. 2-2. Full count. Got into the act last night with a home run. His 5th of the year. Sends this one foul out of play the opposite way.
Yeah, Willie can lay in at bat on you, too. He works the count pretty well. 5 home runs. We'll go with it.
And he draws the walk, so he extended the at bat. He's aboard. Runner at first, 1 out. Be sure to visit RaysBaseball.com to enter the tobacco-free Florida Rays Junior Announcer promotion throughout the month of June. You can win Rays tickets and have your child serve as the Rays Junior Stadium Announcer during a home game. Visit RaysBaseball.com for details. Gabe Gross stepping in. Pitch is low.
Santana didn't like that call either. That was similar to the David Price pitch that he didn't get on that side of the plate. Santana asking if the ball was away. I just think he missed the pitch. Jeff Kellogg, I thought it was a pretty good pitch myself.
It's a strike and the count goes to 1-1. Rays scored a run in the second, a run in the third. They have a man at first base, 1 out in the fourth. 1-1 the count to Gabe Gross. Takes it too low. 2 balls and a strike.
A good take on that slider, laying off that. He's looking for 1 pitch, get the count in his favor here. Mathis showed us this the other night that he likes to call breaking balls behind the count, especially the guys that have power. Let's see what he does here. Fastball in. He might be throwing it first also.
There's a line drive base hit. Sharply hit into right. Gross is 2 for 2. Ibar advances to second. Gross with an RBI single to left his first time. Smokes this line drive into right.
Yeah, nice. Again, a short, compact swing, goes down through it. Uses the legs and the hands. Well, that ball just came out over the plate. They try to go in. It had some tailing action over the heart of the plate.
So it's Deontay Navarro now. 2 men on, 1 away. Navarro 0 for 1 with the ground ball to the first baseman his first time up. 1 ball, no strike. Boy, you'd love to see Navarro be very patient right here.
I'm just thinking the same thing again. Just, you know, you got Santana on the ropes here a little bit. He's having some command issues, so don't expand your own zone. Just to find focus right here, especially early in the count. Something you really like.
1-1.
Yeah, he got a pretty good pitch to hit there. Just didn't quite catch up with it.
Score. Gross around third on his way to the plate. It's a double for Navarro, and the Rays have a 4-0 lead. Deontay took that one the other way into left center field.
Yeah, that's a huge hit for Deontay Navarro for confidence also, but it helped the Rays open up the game to a 4-run lead. Here's the fastball, and he goes right with it. That's a good piece of hitting right there. Nice hands right there, and shoots it in the gap in left center field.
That's his 7th double. He has 16 runs batted in now, and the Rays have a 4-0 lead. Reed Brignac. He takes the pitch high. A ball, no strikes. Brignac hit the ball on the ground his first time and got credit for an infield hit. Kendrick had trouble backhanding the ball. And he shoots it foul up the left side.
Yeah, I like that drill you were talking about last time Reed was up with Joe Madden, talking about how to get through a low ball. I think that's really important. And Joe is an excellent hitting coach in the Angel organization. He loves to teach hitting, works with the small ball drills, thinks outside the box, get different ideas.
Well, it just made a lot of sense because you can see Brignac struggle with that big uppercut. 2-1. There are times if he can get to that pitch and down through it, he can put the ball in play and do something productive with it as opposed to just another fly ball or pop-up.
Yeah, Reed needs to be a guy that can stay inside it and go the other way and hit the gaps in left center field.
Lifts it foul the other way. That's slicing into the stands, and the count goes to 2-2.
Yeah, he has that uppercut. He got mad at himself there on that one because that's a ball he can shoot in the gap, square it up, and get through it with a nice level swing. But to get through a low fastball, you've got to use your legs. You got to go down and to get through it.
And he started to go, but he checked in plenty of time. The pitch blocked by Mathis.
See, even that take, how the bat dropped there, the barrel of the bat dropped, that was an uppercut. You should have a take where the barrel is still up, and the hands are still up.
Full count to the Rays shortstop. There's a shot foul down toward the bullpen.
Take a look at this swing right here from the side. See him come up a little bit there, and that's why he hooked it. See, if you have the flex of the knees and you feel the ground with the balls of your feet, you can get through that pitch. But when you come up, all you can do is hook it to get it out of there and stay alive instead of keeping it fair and staying inside it.
There's another 3-2 pitch, and he hits it on the ground to the right side. Knocked down by Quinlan. Throw to first is in time. Over to third goes Navarro. Quinlan, a nice play right there. Well, he's been involved in a couple of balls that could have gotten through, and the Rays could have had a very big inning.
Yeah, this could be a 4-hit inning. The line drive by Zobrist, taken away by Quinlan, and now this seeing eye base hit potentially taken away by Rob Quinlan. Nice play. So I say Mike Scioscia loves this guy because he doesn't play but once or twice a week, but when he does, he busts his tail and he plays good defense. Usually gives you a pretty good at bat.
So a man at third, 2 outs for B.J. Upton. He takes a strike. An opening slider from Santana. Darren Oliver, the veteran lefty, up in the bullpen.
Darren. I was talking to Darren today.
A high pop-up, a foul ball, and that's out of play.
I'm glad he's not listening. He said, yeah, I was listening to you yesterday in the clubhouse for a few innings. We go back to our Texas days together. He's a really good guy. I said, what, are you trying to get some secrets to tell the guys? So I said, yeah, I got to be careful not reeling too much on the air when you guys are listening down there.
They're all ears.
Oh, yeah. Trying to find out some tidbits about the hitters.
The 0-2 to BJ and a fastball by him. For the strikeout, retires the side. Deoner Navarro with a big hit for the Rays. They're in the bottom of the fourth. A double chasing home 2 through 4-0 Tampa Bay. Traveling and can't catch the Rays, you can always catch the game on your computer with MLB.tv, the ultimate baseball experience, featuring 100 out-of-market games per week live on your computer, and catch those games you missed on demand. For more details, visit RaysBaseball.com, where baseball is always on. Well, the Rays with a 4-run lead carry that into the 5th inning. David Price, who has struggled with his command, has made 92 pitches through 4. Howie Kendrick opens the 5th with a pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Pretty good pitch right there.
It's fouled. 1-1. Figgins and Abreu to follow. The Rays would love to see Price get through the 5th here. There is a strike. 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Price made 106 pitches against New York. Do 108 in the start against the Twins here. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Kendrick. Got him with a fastball. That's number 6 this week on Fox Saturday Baseball. Interleague play returns. David Wright of the Mets invade the Bronx, taking on Mark Teixeira and the Yankees in a showdown between the bitter crosstown rivals with bragging rights on the line. Fox Saturday Baseball returns this week at 4 p.m. Eastern on Fox. John Figgins takes the pitch. Fastball. 1 ball, no strikes.
Sean's got the only hit for the Angels, leading off the game.
A strike, and it's 1-1. They have 1 hit. They've drawn 5 walks. They left the bases loaded in the first when they drew 3 walks and had Figgins hit to lead off the game. 2-1.
Got to slow down a little bit. Don't rush the end of the inning. Don't rush the delivery. Trying to get 5 innings in.
3 balls and a strike. He's thrown at least 100 pitches in all of his starts. It's 101 tonight. And it's too high. So he issues his 6th walk. And the Angels have had base runners in every inning except the 3rd. The Rays had Grant Balfour up in the bullpen last inning, and he's up again.
Yeah, you know, Joe Madden is not going to go much past 110 pitches or so with David. He's thrown 106 and 108. That's been his high in the few starts that he's had, and he's not going to go much past that. And yeah, sure, you'd like to be pitcher of record, but Joe Madden can't be concerned with that. He's got to be concerned with David Price and winning the ball game.
Abreu goes after the first pitch and lofts a high pop foul that's out of play. Well, it's a challenge. Price, the lefty, against the left-handed hitting Abreu, but Abreu looks him over closely and does a great job of working the count.
Yeah, David made some nice pitches on Bobby in his last at-bat. Good fastballs down.
There's a strike at the knees.
Like that. That's just gas. I mean, his ball just jumps out of his hand. When he's in sync with his delivery and gets over the front leg, that ball just jumps out of the hand. I guarantee you 94 looks like 98. The gun said 94, but I guarantee you to a hitter it looks a few miles faster.
Little roller. Back of the bag at third. Longoria with a long throw, but no chance. So a base hit. Figgins stops at second, and Abreu, really an excuse me swing, comes up with a base hit, and that's going to be it. Madden out of the dugout, and Abreu is aboard. So Balfour ready in the bullpen as Madden takes a stroll. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Metro PCS. Unlimit yourself. parts with a couple men on base. He has a 4-0 lead and responsible for those runners. 4 to third, 2 hits, 6 walks, 6 strikeouts, and 105 pitches. He's not going to figure in the decision of this game.
No, he's not. Either way, he's not going to figure in the decision. Grant Balfour takes over. It's his 28th game. 26 in the third innings this year with 25 strikeouts. And the key for Grant is the same thing with David Price. Just make sure you get over the front leg and also get that slider over. Make his fastball that much better.
And the new pitcher is Grant Balfour, with Torrey Hunter stepping into the batter's box. 1 out. Reyes at first and Figgins at second. Hunter tonight against Price walked and struck out. And the pitch from Balfour. He starts him low. 1 ball, no strikes. Hunter in the first game of this series went 1 for 4 with a double. Ground ball sharply hit through the hole. Crawford up with it in left. Figgins heads to the plate. He will score ahead of the throw. Abreu stops at second. And Hunter drives in his 44th run of the year. So it's a 4-1 ball game.
One of those walks finally cashed in by the Angels. Torrey's been very selective this year. Spit on the slider down. Got a 1-0 fastball. Is ready to square it up to the base hit. And Carl's just got to get the ball back into third, not let that ball get over the cutoff man's head.
So it's Vladimir Guerrero. Pitch to him is inside. Balfour was in the game Tuesday. He came on in the 7th inning of that game when he got Hunter on a ground ball and Guerrero picked up a base hit. They got Rivera for the final out of the 7th. So he's facing the same part of the order here in the 5th inning tonight. Guerrero fouls it away. It's 1-1. Figgins drew the 1-out walk. He has scored the first Angels run. Ground ball, a line drive, sharply hit, it's short, and a double play with a toss back to Zobrist. Guerrero hit the ball hard on a line, and Brignac grabbed it to start the double play. So the Rays get out of that one on the line drive double play. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 4-1 Tampa Bay. AT, the nation's bring you up to speed with the AT Rapid Rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Bottom of the fifth inning underway. Carl Crawford taking a breaking ball high. 1-0. There's a line shot to short, and that is caught on the line by Eric Ibar. Boy, Crawford scalded that one, and Ibar managed to catch it. So the last 2 outs, hard hit balls to shortstop as Guerrero hit into the double play to end the top of the inning. And look at this shot off the bat of Crawford.
Yeah, and he did pick it right off the ground before it hit the ground. Eric Ibar shows the umpire so he doesn't have to make a play. I don't think he could have got up and thrown out Carl Crawford after that dive.
Well, here's Evan Longoria. Rays have a 4-1 lead. 4 third innings for David Price. A run on 2 hits, 6 walks, 6 strikeouts. This one bouncing to the backstop. 2-0.
A little bit of a tough time for Evans since he tweaked the hamstring. Tweaked his hamstring last week.
There's a shot back into straightaway center. Well hit, carrying and gone. A 2-0 pitch. Longoria hit it out right over the 404 marker. Long gone for Longo. And it's a 5-1 ball game.
So much for the tough time. Take that. Oh, that's a nice fluid swing right there. But we were talking last time up about going the other way because there's going him a steady diet of breaking balls and fastballs away. And he got a fastball out over the plate, didn't try to pull it, stayed right on it, and drilled it to dead center field. And got that run back that the Rays gave up in the top half of the inning.
Well, he'd gone 0 for 19 before that home run. Now here's Pena taking a pitch wide.
Well, I think the leg affected. I don't think, he's getting close to 100% now, but I'm sure he wasn't 100% when he came back. He forced his way into the lineup in New York.
Pitch is wide to Pena, 2-0.
That affects you because he uses his legs well to drive the ball, and he hasn't been able to. So
well, his last home run came against Minnesota on the 29th of May. He hit one out to center field off Scott Baker. And he turned this one around and hit it to straightaway center.
Yeah, that's a good sign. That says a lot about Evan, though. He wanted to be in that lineup against the Yankees. Did pinch hit a couple of times against Rivera, and then finally started that last game. But guarantee he wasn't 100% when he got back to the lineup.
Pena takes it for a strike. Action back in the bullpen for the Angels here in the bottom of the fifth inning. It's Oliver up once again.
The other thing about Evan is, he knows how important he is to the ball club. He needs to be in there, especially with all the injuries to a lot of the starters.
Sure. 3-1 the count here as Pena hits following the Longoria home run. Count is now full. So Evan with his 14th home run, he now has 56 runs batted in. And Carlos Pena started the night with 18 home runs, second in the league, and he did not go. Draws the walk. So Pena takes off to first. We'll check in with Todd Callis.
Well, we got some good news today from Jason Bartlett as he worked out before the game. About 3 hours before the game, they tested him running around the bases. They tested him at shortstop, and he's a go. So tomorrow he's going to go down to Port Charlotte and play for the Charlotte Stone Crabs as a DH. And then the next 2 games after that, Saturday and Sunday, he'll be the shortstop. And Joe Madden thinks that if all goes well, you could see Jason Bartlett back in a Rays uniform as early as the road trip to Colorado. And there's JB testing those wheels. And the ankle looks pretty good, guys. That's great news.
Yeah, that is great news for the Rays because he's one guy they really miss. pitch outside. It's 1-1, and he was having such a great year all the way around, giving the Rays solid defense, but great offense as well.
That's right. Still leads the league in hitting. He was stealing bases, plays an excellent shortstop. Should be an all-star.
1-1 to Zobrist, and he fouls it, got a piece of his foot. The count is 1-2. Pat Burrell DHing tonight for the Charlotte club. The Port Charlotte Stone Crabs.
I was
1-2 count.
I was thinking, Dwayne, about, and you and I were talking about this, what Andrew Friedman said in the pregame show about we have to have that, good 20-game stretch, and what he's talking about, for a while to get back in the race completely, you gotta win 15 out of 20 or 16 out of 20. You gotta play 700 ball plus for a while to get way over, to get 10 games over 500.
That pitch came back to pick up the strike zone. And Zobrist is caught looking on the fastball end. Yeah, you're right, and I think the club can do that.
Absolutely. Well, especially when you get Jason Bartlett back, Pat Burrell back in there, and it makes your bench that much stronger too. Got a lot of weapons. All your bench guys are playing there.
Willie Ibar
and doing a good job.
It's a strike to him. He walked and scored in the 4th inning. Rays led 4-0 after 4. They now lead 5-1 as they hit in the bottom of the 5th. A 1-1 count.
He had a good eye up there. He's impressive the way he works the count too. I mentioned that last time up. He's done a nice job wherever Joe Maddon's put him also. Some big hits.
Is back in at first. Ground ball. This one will get through past Quinlan. Pena's digging for third. He'll make it. It's first and third. Well, the Rays finally got one by Quinlan. There've been a couple of hard hit balls the last couple innings in that direction, and Ibar has a base hit.
Yeah, good sharp ground ball right there. Quick swing. Quinlan didn't have the range because he had to hold on Carlos Pena, and Pena never hesitated getting to third base. Nice job by Carlos. He's going to third all the way.
So that's going to be it for Santana. Darren Oliver is going to be the new pitcher. We'll be back with the new pitcher in a moment. First and third with 2 outs in the 5th. And the Rays will now see the veteran lefty Darren Oliver.
Yeah, Darren's done a pretty nice job overall for Mike Scioscia. 17 strikeouts, 6 walks. Although the other night he came in, he didn't have his command. The balls got away from him and hit a couple of guys.
Here's Gabe Gross, the bat against the lefty. Gabe is 2 for 2 tonight. He takes a fastball in there, strike 1. Oliver came on and worked the 7th inning in relief from Jared Weaver the other night. Actually hit a couple guys and walked Longoria, and then gave up a line shot by Pena, and they turned it into a double play. 0-2. Slider there. Rays have 8 hits, 5 runs. Gross drove in a run. In fact, he gave the Rays the lead with a base hit back in the 2nd to chase home a run. Started to go, tried to check and did. 1-2. That slider from Oliver a little quicker than the one just prior.
Yeah, that's why he gets righties out with that slider too. And when I had him in Texas, we had him closing for a while, and he enjoyed it because he could get righties out also.
Again, this time Gross lays off. Another slider, 2-2. Rays trying to get back to the 500 mark. Run in this inning on the home run by Longoria to again lead by 4. Ground ball headed toward the middle, through into center field, a base hit. Pena scores. Ibar goes to 3rd. Gabe Gross comes through. That will make it 6-1. Gross picking up his 3rd hit of the night and his 2nd run batted in.
And twice now with 2 outs, Gabe Gross has come up with big RBI singles. Oliver, a little cut to that ball, but right over the heart of the plate, and Gabe stays with it and shoots it right up the middle. And a nice read by Willie Ibar. He kind of hesitated going around 2nd and saw that he could get to 3rd base. And again, when you do that, that makes Rob Quillen have to hold a runner on at 1st base. Opens up a hole on the right side.
Now Deoner Navarro will get a chance to bat right-handed against the veteran lefty. And an opening fastball taken for a strike. So the Rays have put 2 up here in the 5th inning. Navarro drove in 2 with a double in the 4th. That's going to be a strike on the outside edge. Catching the corner, 0-2. Longoria and Pena have scored the runs in the inning. Longo on the home run, and Pena walked and eventually driven home by Gross. Probably just a piece of it. He stays alive with the 0-2 count. Deoner hitting an even 200 as he faces the 38-year-old left-hander. Blocked by Mathis. He's so good.
Yeah, he was all over that one. He just buried that ball right in front of him. save the run there. It's down, shifting to his left. He does have a tendency, the one thing he does do, he doesn't get that glove sometimes all the way down. Sometimes the ball hit that dirt and stay down, stay low, and skim right under your legs.
Pitch down and in, and Gross took off with the pitch. That pitch way down and in, and Gross has himself a steal. His second stolen base of the game.
Yeah, by surprise right there, big leg kick. And you saw a shot a moment ago, Mike Socha, and I think he was reminding Jeff Mathis that don't forget about the runner. But they did.
Now the 2-2. Navi fouls it. That ball bounced up and got Navi. So the count remains 2-2. Well, that steal, putting both men into scoring position, suddenly makes this a very important at bat for Navarro, as the Rays, who built a 6-1 lead, could really give themselves a little more breathing room.
2 stolen bases tonight for Gabe Gross. Element of surprise.
The 2-2 just missed.
Jeff Kellogg, little flinch back there, but that went around the plate. That was the right call. He thought about it for a split second.
Full count.
Mike's not complaining on that one.
The popper back of first. Quinlan after it into foul territory. Takes care of that to retire the side. Rays in with 2 runs. The first one coming on Evan Longoria. Shot to center. The Rays lead 6-1 through 5. We go to the 6th, and we remind you of the $250,000 Mustang Money tickets on sale. Register your non-winning tickets through tonight for a second chance to win great prizes, including the 2010 Ford Mustang V6 convertible, an Ultimate Florida Baseball Weekend getaway, or $100 gas cards. Visit FLALottery.com for details. Grant Balfour on the mound. Juan Rivera leads it off, and the pitch is a strike on the outside corner with a fastball.
Had a good series overall. 4 for 9. A couple of walks tonight. That was a good pitch by Grant, outside corner.
Shoots for that same spot. Just missed that time, and it's 1-1. Two balls and a strike.
You know, to end the fifth, the pitch they threw to Vladdy Guerrero was a slider. And, you know, Vladdy hit it hard, but at least he's trying with that slider because it does make the fastball more effective. And Vladdy lined out into that double play.
There's a strike.
Slider.
2-1 right there.
Yeah. No, he's got to. I mean, that's just going to help his fastball because the league is just sitting dead red. And he's been throwing more sliders and trying to work that pitch in, and behind the count was great there.
Now he goes full with Rivera on a 2-2 slider, and he missed wide with it.
You throw it 2-2, you might as well try it again. 3 times in a row.
3-2, and he got him. He got him swinging. Now Rivera's the first out here in the 6th inning. The Rays 10-game package has a nice ring to it. If you buy 2 or more 10 packs, you receive a replica 2008 American League Championship ring, and you select the games of your choice. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com to select your games and receive your replica ring. It's Quinlan taking the strike.
That's a good pitch. If he could stay at the knees with 94, so that makes it tough because you got to use your legs like he's talking about to get through those balls. Down. Ball's up, you just throw your hands at it. Get it in the air. Ball down, you want to square it up and hit a line drive. You really got to go down and get through it.
Two balls and a strike. We're in the 6th. David Price worked 4 1/3. A little bit wide right there. 3-1. The foul ball right back into the upper deck. Straight back. Takes the count to 3-2, and a souvenir up there.
Had him positioned correctly. Probably the work of Joe Madden.
Yep. The cowbell out to attract the foul ball.
It's a homing device.
Yes, it is.
That guy got 3 baseballs there?
Hey.
What's going on here?
Yeah, really. Look at that.
Kid's got one too.
Full count. And he walks him with a pitch upstairs. So a 1-out walk. There's Eric Ibar. 0 for 2. Strike. Ibar is grounded to second. Just lifted a fly ball into right. Only a 2. Boston continues to lead the Yankees 1-0. At Fenway Park in the 6th. We're in the top of the 6th here. Tap foul holds the count at 2 strikes.
Yeah, that's a CC Sabathia Brad Penny game tonight.
Well, the Rays trying to get to the 500 mark, and we've talked about this before, but since the 30th of April, the Yankees are 23-16 in the East. The Rays 22-17. second best record in the East since the 30th of April.
That's why I say it's a very winnable division. They're only 6 games out. You can cut that in half in a week. If you get on a roll and start playing, winning 7 out of 10.
Liner the other way and a base hit to left. Quinlan advances to second on the Ibar single. So 2 hits now allowed by Balfour. 2 on, 1 out. Reminder, Rays fans, this year team up with the St. Petersburg Times, the local newspaper with one of the top 10 sports sections in the country. Subscribe by calling 877 The Times or visiting TampaBay.com. Jim Hickey is going to take a stroll to the mound.
The only thing about that sequence, there are 4 pitches in the same spot. Fastball's away. And then the last one, of course, was up. If it's down, he gets him. But it was up, and Ibar was able to just put his hands on it. The velocity did the rest. Shoots a single to left field. It was a good time to just power him in.
Randy Choate, the lefty, is up in the bullpen for the Rays. Jeff Mathis is the hitter for Los Angeles. Pitch is upstairs. 1-0. And he fouls the fastball right back. Rays wrapping up the series here against the Angels. Washington will be in tomorrow. We'll be with you on Fox Sports Florida with the first game of that series. Matt Garza will open it on the hill for the Rays. 2 balls and a strike to count here to Mathis.
It's a big out right here, a big batter to get. You don't want to let the Angels back in. It's a nice 5-run lead, but it's a guy you got to get right here. No matter what Kendrick's hitting for me, he's still a good hitter.
And the pitch just missed. A slider runs the count to 3-1.
This is good by Carlos Pena, and I bet he's telling them exactly what we just talked about up here. This is the guy you got to get, because Kendrick's dangerous. He's hitting ninth and he's scuffling. Tonight 2 strikeouts, but that guy's a 300 hitter normally.
There's a strike. Mathis trying to coax the walk out of Jeff Kellogg, who calls it a strike to take the count full.
I mean, this is the guy, you make a fastball pitch like that, you got to double it up. Just do it again. I think that's what Carlos told Balfour. Got a 5-run lead. Go right after Jeff Mathis.
3-2. He got him. He came back to strike him out with a fastball. Mathis out of there.
See, to me, that's good leadership on the infield. Little momentum switches like that, what Carlos Pena did, recognizing, hey, no fooling around with sliders, power some fastballs, and you got to bury Jeff. No disrespect, but that's the guy you got to get. He's not a real good hitter right now.
Howie Kendrick, he fouls the fastball straight back for a strike.
Always 2 to 3 momentum switches in a game, and I think that sequence was, even though it's a 5-run lead, I think that sequence to Mathis was able to come back and get him.
One and one, a slider dropping low. Six runs, 9 hits for the Rays, a run, 4 hits for the Angels. a bit wide. Fastball, 2 balls and a strike.
This is probably Grant's last hitter either way, because you got Figgins on deck. He's hitting 281 right-handed, 329 coming in from the left side of the plate. Then you got a lefty and Bobby Abreu behind him.
That's a strike, a fastball out there, 2-2. Walk and a single. Men at first and second. 2 outs, 2-2 the count to Kendrick. And a foul ball. He got just a piece of that fastball with a little something extra on it.
Again, Mickey Hatcher's been working with Howie on taking the ball to right center. When he hits 300, that's what Kendrick does.
And there's a line drive to second, caught by Zobrist. 2 men left for the Angels. Bottom of the 6th coming. 6-1 Rays. In 2004, our Cabot Woods staged legendary performance for the Rays. Ray Sanchez hits a walk-off inside the park home run. That came in the 10th inning to give the Rays an 8-7 victory. The 12th walk-off homer in club history and the first of the inside the park variety. Bottom of the 6th underway, and Brignac takes a big cut and fouls it back. The interesting thing about that, it was almost a station to station inside the park home run as Sanchez kept looking back, not believing what was going on. 2 strikes the count to Brignac. Jeremy Burnitz was out there in right field for the Rockies. Foul ball. Sanchez didn't hit a lot of home runs anyway. He'd gone 745 at bats between home runs when he hit that inside the park home run. And he got to first, took off for second, got to second, looked back, took off for third, stopped there, and then came home. Ground ball, Quinlan, and the race to the bag beats Brignac in. 1 away.
Yeah, Darren Oliver didn't get there. That was a race. Again, Quinlan playing a good defense over there. Taking a couple of hits away from the Rays and then beats Brignac to the bag. That is unlike Ben Zobrist, once home run every 700 bats is not comparable.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
That's just like Big Papi out there in Boston. About the same. Once every 700.
Well, you know that there was they have tracked his fly balls this year and last year and compared them to years past. One 1 ball, no strikes, and the distance on the fly balls he's been hitting are significantly shorter this year than they were.
Is that right?
A year ago.
Very interesting. Now we just hear that Poppy hit the home run tonight, solo run, huh?
And there you are. See,
I think he's got
ball back 1 and 2.
He got he got 4 now. He's got 4.
Yes,
yeah.
4 now. Well, hey, he can get hot.
I talked to somebody up there in Boston today, and they said that he's getting standing ovations now every time he does anything. And they're not mocking him; they're like supporting him. He's hitting like $1.96.
Upton is in on strikes. 2 gone here with the bases empty. Experience a Rays game from the all-inclusive Whitney Bank Club, offering extraordinary seating and luxurious lounge and dining areas. The Whitney Bank Club features an upscale full menu buffet and inclusive drink options. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or go to RaysBaseball.com for more information. Oh, Crawford looks at a strike. There's a shot deep into right. Abreu back to the track, and that ball is gone. Home run for Carl Crawford. That makes it 7-1 as Crawford hits his 5th home run of the year. Time to circle the bases with Alltel Wireless. Now there's a circle for everyone. Call 5, 10, or 20 free numbers on any network with My Circle, exclusively from Alltel.
Little breaking ball right there by Darren Oliver that Carl just stayed on nicely. Boy, that had that good sound right off the bat.
So the Rays add a run. 7-1 the score. Back with a new pitcher in a moment. And Kevin Jepsen is going to be the new pitcher. Right-hander just rejoined the Angels today, and that first pitch to Evan Longoria is a strike.
Arredondo got sent down. He was a guy that some people thought last year when Frankie Rodriguez left that he might be the closer. And had they not signed Brian Puentes, they were going to make him the closer. Couldn't throw strikes this year, so he's down, and Kevin Jepsen's up. He's had 5 games.
Longoria takes a strike, and it's 0-2. He was, speaking of Jepsen, he was with the Angels in April. He spent about the first 2.5 weeks or so with the club. And there is strike 3. A fastball mid-90s to retire the side. But the Rays and a run on the home run by Carl Crawford. And at the end of 6, the Rays now lead 7-1. The new pitcher for the Rays as we go to the 7th. Price, Balfour, and now Choate.
That opponent's batting average against in the 7 games. Randy's been in .063.
Faces Sean Figgins, and the pitch is in there for a strike. Balfour worked an inning and 2/3, no runs, a couple hits, walk and 2 strikeouts. Fouled out of play. 0-2. Rays have out hit the Angels 10-4. Lead 7-1. One and 2. David Price started. He made 105 pitches in 4 1/3. Left with a lead, but did not pitch deep enough into the game to qualify to be involved in the decision, actually one way or the other. Wave and a miss. Figgins is out on strikes. Well, that's 9 strikeouts by Rays pitching tonight.
Yeah, that's an off-speed sweeping breaking ball right here. It's ran right in on the hands and then some on Sean Figgins, who was chasing him, and he chased it. It's one of those balls that starts outside, keeps coming at you.
Yeah, that's a pitch that you try to hit, and it tries to hit you.
Exactly. Well, it's a mix and match bullpen game again. Randy Choate now has Bobby Abreu. He's looking for 8 outs now.
Pitch is wide. Abreu has walked and singled. He got the check swing, base hit in the 5th inning that ultimately led to the departure of David Price. Rays tried to get Price through 5 innings, but he just could not overcome a couple of high pitch count innings in the first 2, particularly a 32 pitch first inning tonight really set him back.
That's right, and the manager can't worry. Joe Madden and didn't. He can't worry about a decision for David Price, trying to get him a win. He's got to get the team a win, but he's also got to protect David. And I do agree with that. I'm not a huge pitch count guy, especially if the guy's an established pitcher and he can handle the workload. But David's at the beginning of his career here, and he's just got to get a little bit more command.
That's a strike. Now it's 3-1. So Price worked 4 1/3, 105 pitches. Balfour an inning and 2/3, and now they turn to Choate here in the 7th. And Abreu went around. Abreu's on his way to first, but on the appeal, the third base umpire, Rob Drake, says he went around. So the count's going to be 3-2. Abreu just flipped his bat and ran to first without bothering to check in on the appeal.
Let's take a look at the side swing right here. I think he did hold up. I mean, the hands carried across the plate. The barrel of the bat stayed back, though. I think Bobby did hold up on that one.
So he's back with a full count now.
Mike's just disgusted. Not worth arguing. Mike's not afraid to get out there, but he picks his fights when he needs to go argue with umpires.
3-2 inside for ball 4. Abreu now walks. He goes to first with 1 out. Reminder, Rays fans, stop into your local Hess Express. That's always fun. Pick up your 09 Rays pocket schedule. It includes a $5 off coupon with a pair of tickets to see the Rays Saturday nights. And don't miss Ludacris following the game this Saturday. Hess Express, the presenting partner of the 2009 Rays Summer Concert Series. Boy, that's a great series. You don't want to miss it. There's a strike to Torrey Hunter on the outside part of the plate.
And reinforcements are getting ready down there in the bullpen. The Rays bullpen getting up again. Joe Maddon's looking for matchups. So let's see who gets the call this time down there.
0-1 the count. And a big chop down to third. Longoria goes to second out there. First, double play. 5-4-3, and that takes care of the Angels in the 7th. 7th inning stretch time. Rays lead 7-1. Sports Florida, brought to you by Tobacco-Free Florida. Tobacco-Free Florida wants you to be tobacco-free. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com for more information. And by Quikrete for affordable home improvement projects. Visit quikrete.com. Quikrete, it's what America's made of. 7-1, the Rays lead. Carlos Pena ready to lead off the bottom of the 7th. He takes the first pitch, and that's a strike. Carlos, 0 for 1. He drove in a run with a fly ball to left in the 3rd, walked and scored in the 5th. a big cut. 0-2. Zobrist next, and then Ibar. Rays have scored a run in every inning tonight except the first when they went down in order. One ball, 2 strikes.
Wow, Jepsen's lighting it up. 97 right there. And that pitch to Evan Longoria at the end of the 6th was 97 miles an hour. There's a guy, Mike Scioscia, really likes. I talked about him a few times with Mike. I think they see him in the future as a closer to his stuff.
Pitch is down. It's 2-2. Good year last year in the minor leagues. Started at AA and then went to AAA. Had success at both levels. High fly ball. That's got some carry into deep left center. But Hunter at the track makes the catch. In line with the 370 marker. And Pena is out number 1.
Carlos is strong because he didn't get it all. I think it got in on him just a touch. That's why it didn't carry out of the ballpark.
It's Ben Zobrist. Pitch is down. Let's check in with Todd while Ben Zobrist is up here.
I'm showing off a T-shirt, Dwayne, that I just got today from a young fan. He made it himself, and he's wearing it in the stands. It says Zorilla on the top. It's Godzilla's body and Ben Zobrist's head. And then it's got all the different helmets below, and he's stomping them one by one with his Zorilla bat.
That's
Is that
wonderful.
Cool?
I love that.
We're gonna get that kid on someday, but he did a nice job with this shirt. Back to you.
All right, very good. That's a great find.
Is that being marketed?
Deep short, and Ibar can't make the play. He was going to have to hurry. Tried to grab it quickly to unload it. Zobrist is aboard.
I think it took a little bit of a tricky hop, and with Figgins coming across there, I think it took a hop on that dirt and came back on Ibar. He does get a hit out of it.
So that's the second hit of the night for Ben. Todd is also a talent scout.
Very nice. To market that shirt. I want one of those.
Yeah, absolutely. Willie Ibar now. Strike on the outside corner. Todd Callis, talent scout. Somehow we knew that already.
Multi-dimensional. Todd Callis.
Foul ball. The count is 0-2.
Calling Todd the mayor, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Like Sean Casey, the mayor.
One on, one out. And Ibar chases this one. So he's out on strikes. 2 outs, a man at first. Let's go right back to Todd Callis. What have you got, Todd?
I didn't know I was supposed to say anything. Here's Joe Madden's definition of Zorilla.
Zorilla. It's take gorilla and put a Z on the front side of it.
That's great. Ben's at first, 2 gone. Gross hits it on the ground to second. Kendrick will make the play. The Rays are out in the 7th inning. No runs a hit with a man left. We go to the 8th. It's 7-1 Tampa Bay. Our game moves into the 8th inning tonight. Third game of this series with the Angels. David Price for 4 1/3. Grant Balfour for an inning and 2/3. And Randy Choate set to open the 8th inning here with Vladimir Guerrero stepping in. Guerrero chops one left side. Charged, picked up by Longoria. The throw to first. 1 pitch, 1 out. Time for the stay in the game hold of the day, brought to you by Just for Men Hair Color. The Rays got great bullpen performances in the game last night from Cormier, Isringhausen, Nelson, and Wheeler. Just as middle relievers keep their teams in the game, you too can stay in the game with Just for Men Hair Color. It's Joe Nelson throwing in the bullpen for the Rays. The Angels have further action in their bullpen. Choate's pitch to Rivera is inside. 1-0. And that's Rich Thompson. We saw him for 2 impressive innings last night out of the Angels bullpen.
Yeah, the Angels got some really good arms in that bullpen. Thompson has that overhand hammer for a curveball with his mid-90s fastball. A
1-1 count to Rivera. Ground ball shortstop. Brignac comes up and throws. So the infield getting a little action here in the 8th inning. 2 outs with the bases empty. Fans this season team up with the St. Petersburg Times, the local newspaper, featuring one of the top 10 sports sections in the country. Subscribe by calling 877 The Times or visiting TampaBay.com. Rob Quinlan 0 for 2 with a walk. Too low. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch inside. 2-0. And a strike.
Got that sinker going tonight. Got 3 ground balls here in a row, including that Torrey Hunter double play ball to end the 7th. Bullpen is really creeping up there in the American League. 4th in the American League in ERA now.
Tap foul. Good. We'll go to 2-2.
Which is pretty tough to do when you don't have really defined roles. It's all hands on deck. Bill Adams says, hey, this is going to be based on matchups and who pitches the night before.
Now 2-2 the count to Quinlan. Foul ball. The Rays trying to win the series, and they have a 6-run lead in the 8th. A potential win would also get them back to the 500 mark.
The Yankees have gone ahead of Boston in the 7th inning, 3-1 also.
And another foul ball, just a little piece of that one.
Which could mean the Rays could only be 5 games out after tonight.
Yep. And I'll tell you, a nice little run would get them right back in the middle of this thing, and that is certainly doable.
Yeah, and you got a team that's got the worst record in baseball coming in tomorrow night in the Washington Nationals. Not that you take anybody in the big leagues for granted, but I mean, you do look at strength of schedule to try to make up some ground.
Another foul ball. Quinlan hanging tough up there. have led throughout the evening. And one more time a foul ball. This one back into the screen. Quinlan extending this at bat. 8 pitches right now. Two outs, bases empty. 3-2 the count on Quinlan. Big out. Randy Choate wins that battle, striking out Quinlan. Bottom of the 8th coming, 7-1 Rays. Navarro is going to lead off the home half of the 8th, and we'll take a look at the Progress Energy's energized defensive play. For that, let's go all the way back to the first when Navarro threw out Sean Figgins. That was the first out of the ball game when Price was really struggling with his control. That's your energized defensive play brought to you by Progress Energy. That was a big play at that point because Price, you didn't know which way he was going to go.
That was the first momentum switch because that helped David Price get out of what could have been a big inning for the Angels by throwing Figgins out. Then he walked 3 more guys in the inning before striking out Quinlan. So that was one. I thought Deanna Navarro's double to make it a 4-run game was huge.
And here's Navarro going after that first pitch and unloading his 4th home run of the year. He connects off Thompson. Navi's 3rd run batted in tonight. He was ready for that one. The Rays now lead 8-1.
Yeah, it's been a really good night for Deanna Navarro. Nice short compact swing on that one. We saw Thompson last night. That was a fastball, had a little cut to it, ran in on him a little bit. They were trying to go away, and Deanna squared it up.
Brignac takes the pitch down. So the Rays catcher having a very big night by throwing out Figgins back in the first and doubling in 2 runs in the 4th, hitting a home run here in the 8th to make it 8-1. And there's that Navarro bobblehead. He's had such a good night, they're going to make a bobblehead of him.
Why not? Put it right on camera
Sunday.
5 right there.
The youngsters will get a chance to pick up the Navarro bobblehead. Hey, here's a line drive by Brignac. That's back into the corner. Extra bases coming for Reed. A homer and a double to greet Thompson, who was so impressive last night. The Rays jump out early on him tonight.
Well, a lot of extra work today for Reed Brignac, and he gets through this one. The extension right there gets on top of the fastball, gets through it. Fastball up. Drills it into right field for the double. A couple hits tonight for Reed Brignac.
You know, we're talking about the great night Navarro's had. The Rays were really happy to get Luke Bailey in the draft. He was a 4th-round pick and was considered one of the top high school catching prospects, but had Tommy John surgery, and so they were able to get him. And they think they're not overly concerned about that surgery. They're very pleased to get Luke Bailey in the draft in the 4th round.
Well, you could come back from that surgery now and throw just as well as you did before it now. I mean, with the techniques they have now. I mean, hey, Eric Gagne had it twice. When Eric Gagne had it the first time when he took the Dodgers, he was throwing harder after the surgery.
Yeah, you do. You see pitchers come back and actually throw harder. This pitch in the dirt. The count is 1-1. And speaking of catchers drafted, the Angels drafted Muhammad Ali's son.
I wrote it down today. I'm glad you brought that up. Assad.
40th round pick.
Assad Ali. Yeah, I did see that. It's an adopted son.
Yep.
Back in 1992.
Foul ball, and the count is 1-2.
From a high school in Michigan, Assad Ali, 5'10", 224-pounder. And if you go into home plate, he's going to knock you out. Literally.
Yeah, really. I mean,
very cool. Hey, Mike Piazza was a 62nd rounder, and he's going to the Hall of Fame.
pitch is low. 2-2 to B.J. Upton.
Just got to get in the game. Raul Ibanez, who's having an MVP type season for the Phillies, was a 36th round pick.
Yep. That's the great thing about the baseball draft. There are a lot of first rounders who struggle and never make it. You'll get some guy picked late. Well, Upton is out on strikes. That's the first out of the inning. Rays have scored in every inning except the first inning and the 7th inning. They have a run here in the 8th to make it 8-1. Look at that. Carl, our Firestone leaderboard in multi-hit games, leads the American League in that department. His second hit tonight was his 5th home run of the year. 1-0.
35 stolen bases. Hitting .327 right now with a couple of hits tonight. Definitely an all-star.
2 balls, no strikes.
Great season.
It's just been great to see him healthy and play the way he's felt he could if he returned to health. And boy, he's done that. His legs are great. Two and one to count. A strike. Count is 2-2. Todd was doing a little research and reminds us that Jason Isringhausen was a 44th round pick.
Wow. He's had a pretty darn good career, especially those years with the Cardinals closing for them.
Miss while popping away, and the throw down to first. So Crawford is retired on strikes, with Quinlan getting the put out.
Kid's got good stuff, Thompson. He really does. Carl Crawford, 1 hit behind Ichiro. Ichiro in Seattle has a couple more hits tonight, 82 to 81. So, Crawford right there at the top in hits in the American League also.
Here's Evan Longoria. Swings through that one. Strike one, a fastball. Evan connected for the 14th time this year in the 5th inning. 1-1. The Rays have had a 13-hit attack. They've hit 3 home runs. They lead this one 8-1. Two balls and a strike. Price fouled for and choked for the Rays. Joe Nelson standing at the ready in the bullpen. Inside, 3-1. Evan was hit in the shoulder by a pitch, and his left shoulder back in the 3rd. Santana got him. And then in the 5th inning, on a 2-0 pitch, he hit one out to center field, returning the favor in a manner of speaking to Santana.
Yep, that's how you do it. Even though one by Santana wasn't intentional, it still came up right near his head. He was able to turn into it for the umpire and get away from it.
High foul out of play. That's going to run the count full. So a shot of Carlos Pena on deck. He would be next if Longoria should keep the inning going. The 3-2. Long drive. Long but foul. Well foul. Evan laid into that one. A little early on the fastball.
He may be seeing that overhand curveball now. After that swing, getting ahead of that good fastball.
Three-two. Foul the other way.
Went right at him. 94.
Ball there, and he fouls it. So Evan extends this at bat.
Texas leading Toronto just 1-0 in Texas right now.
Do they actually have a 1-0 game?
Yeah, I've never seen it. I'm shocked.
3-2 again, and it's low. Well, after that long foul ball on the fastball, he walks Longoria on a breaking ball. 3-2.
I think Mike just wants to get out of town here and get on the plane, get back to Anaheim. It's been a long road trip. Mike's a very patient manager. I was asking Darren Oliver what he does. And I've known Mike a long time, going back to Dodger days, and I'd ask him what Mike is like after tough losses, and he said he doesn't get on us very much. He said he'll get on a guy one-on-one in the office. That's it. He doesn't do it as a group and embarrass us in front of each other. That's just his demeanor.
Carlos Pena takes a pitch away. 1 ball, no strikes. belting a 3-run home run to make it a 4-run inning. For Pena, home run number 19. He's driven in 4 runs tonight, 3 with 1 swing of the bat. That makes it 11-1 Tampa Bay.
Yeah, really important series for Carlos Pena. We talked about that in the very first pregame show of this 3-game set. Shorten his swing and start using the field and not expand his zone. That's not a bad pitch. I mean, that's down and away. Had some of the plate, and Carlos was able to get through it. But he, like I've said many times with him, you're talking about using the legs. That's using the legs right there to get to a low pitch.
And Zobrist takes a pitch outside. 1-0. Well, Pena in this series has really swung the bat well. Two-0.
I was just going to say, too, you don't think of the Angels, especially under Mike Scioscia, as a team that would be dead last in baseball for bullpen ERA. They're 30th in baseball, 5.71 coming into this game.
And now it's ball 3-0.
You know, Evan had a good at bat too, because after he hit that foul ball home run, he laid off a tough breaking ball, and that's, you know, good pitch recognition. Evan's coming out of his little skid there too.
It's a strike. 3-1.
Get those two guys going again like they have tonight. Carlos, of course, in this whole series, that's huge.
And ball 4 to Zobrist. So Thompson having a tough inning here in the 8th. Mike Butcher's headed to the mound. Rays have hit 2 home runs in this inning off him. Reminder, fans, of the $250,000 Mustang Money tickets. They're on sale. Register your non-winning tickets now through tonight for a second chance to win great prizes, including a 2010 Ford Mustang V6 convertible, an ultimate Florida baseball weekend getaway, or a $100 gas card. Visit FLA Florida Lottery.com for details. FLALottery.com. The 11-1 contest. Willie Ibar is going to be the hitter. And singled. Takes a big cut, founds it. Low strike. More action in the Angels bullpen. Jason Bolger down there.
Tired. Now, he pitched last night a couple of innings. I think he's out of gas.
Yeah, he was very good last night.
Wasn't he, though?
Struck out 3, faced 6 men in 2 innings. Picks up a strike. Now 2-2.
Yeah, he's down just 4 or 5 miles an hour on the fastball. That was 90 right there.
Ball is fouled away. Rays in double figures in hits, double figures in runs. They scored 9 runs last night on 11 hits. 11 runs, 14 hits, and there's another hit. The other way, a liner over Figgins' head. Zobrist stops at second as Ibar is on for the 3rd time. This going to be it for Thompson.
Yeah, the young guys, he's just out of gas. Mike's not going to have him get hurt. He'd like to just not have to use his bullpen again, but he can't leave him out there.
There'll be another call to the bullpen, and we'll be back in just a moment. They've had 4 home runs tonight. We'll take a look at the Verizon Wireless play, or plays of the game as the case may be. The Verizon Wireless home runs of the game tonight: Longoria, Crawford, Navarro, and Pena. The Rays have an 11-1 lead. Gabe Gross up here now with the new pitcher, Jason Bolger. Navarro's on deck. He led off this inning. The pitch is a strike to Gross.
Good night for Gabe. Also 3 hits, a couple of RBIs. 2 of them really key because they were 2 out base hits for RBIs.
Takes a look at this one down. 1-1. The Rays got 6 off Santana, 1 off Oliver. 4 so far off Thompson. He leaves with a couple men on.
The Angels last year were 4th in the American League in bullpen ERA. They were 3.67, of course, led by Frankie Rodriguez and his 62 saves. This year, they're a good 2 full runs more, 5.71. That's what's killed Mike Zosha. I mean, he loves good pitching, and he likes to mix and match as well. That's just been their downfall so far this year, why they're a 500 club. Mike's trying to get it corrected. That's why they sent Arredondo down. Give Jepsen a chance.
Two balls and a strike to count to Gross. Way wide. It's 3-1. The Rays saw Bolger pitch an inning here Tuesday. Zobrist greeted him with a home run.
I think he's positioned correctly. He's got the glove ready.
Yeah, he's really...
Bill Madden put him right there.
3-1.
Aggressive defense.
And there's ball 4. So the bases are loaded. A walk to Gross. The bases are loaded, and it brings up Navarro. The honor jumped on the first pitch here in the bottom of the 8th, and hit his 4th home run of the season. Now he bats with the bases loaded here in the 8th. Rays have scored 4 to make it 11-1. Navarro takes a pitch outside. A breaking ball to start him. He wasn't going to see another fastball to start.
No.
This is bad.
He jumped on that one to start this inning. First pitch fastball, the bomb to right field for the home run.
It's 2-0.
It's amazing, as recent as the 6th inning, when Quinlan and Ibar were on base, the Rays had a 6-1 lead. Mathis was working a walk, and Balfour was able to come back and strike him out. That was still a pivotal point in the game, because you know, the Angels are right near the top in the American League in hitting. They can base hit you. Balfour was able to come back and get Mathis, and from then on the game just totally become a blowout.
Navarro takes ball 3. Bolger gives up the walk to Gross, and now is behind Navarro when the base is loaded. Zobrist third, Ibar second, and Gross at first. And Navi takes it for a strike. It's 3-1. Reed Brignac, he's doubled in this inning already. He's on deck. Pitch. Ground ball, headed toward the middle. Backhanded by Kendrick. Throw to first is in time, and it took a heck of a play to get Navarro to finally end the inning. The Rays send 10 men to the plate, score 4, and lead 11-1. Lead 11-1. Joe Nelson, the new Rays pitcher. It'll be a big day Sunday for Deoner Navarro. It's bobblehead day. And Joe Nelson gave us a little review of what we can expect.
This one's not bad. Navi, you're pretty good looking. This is what I do when Navi throws down signs. No, no, yes. There we go. So this is pretty realistic.
You're the best.
Well, Navarro's behind the plate. The first pitch from Nelson here in the ninth is a little bit high. 1 ball, no strikes. There's the Navarro bobblehead, complete with the mask, which is removable. 1-1 to count to Eric Ibar. Big night for Nobby. Double and a home run. 3 runs batted in. Pitch it on the fist, and Ibar fouls it.
Ibar is out on strikes. That's 11 strikeouts for Rays pitching. The offense has 11 runs and the pitching has 11 strikeouts.
Yeah, here's the changeup. Joe doubled up on a fastball, sets up that changeup. Excellent location, good movement, fading away. Bullpen once again. Been excellent. Got to finish off this game.
First pitch to Jeff Mathis is a strike. Last count, Boston hitting in the bottom of the 8th, trailing the Yankees 3-1. Foul ball, 0-2. Yankees have had a tough time with the Red Sox this year.
Those numbers right there, 26 games that Joe's been in. Almost a strikeout an inning. We just got one just now.
The popper right side foul. Pena's after it. He will not have room. Just out of his reach.
Yeah, the Yankees haven't they lost 7 in a row to Boston?
They have not beaten the Red Sox. And the Red Sox in the bottom of the 8th have 2 men on with nobody out.
Yeah.
Up and in a bit. Well, the Rays started the day 6 games back. We'll see what happens. Waiting for a miss. That takes care of Mathis. On another changeup. Well, that makes it an even dozen in the strikeout department.
Here's the Vulcan change. The bottom just falls out of that as Mathis pulls off it and swings over it.
Red Sox have scored a run and continue to hit in the bottom of the 8th. It's 3-2 now. 2 men on with nobody out. Here, 2 outs, nobody on. Pitch to Howie Kendrick is low. No ball, no strikes. There you go, bottom of the 8th.
Like Aceves just came in. Sabathia went into the 8th inning and started giving it up.
Ground ball to short. Brignac up with it. Hits down to first. And this one is all over. And the Rays win big tonight. 11-1 the final. Joe Nelson works a 1-2-3 ninth. So the Rays have gotten back to the 500 mark. They are 31-31. They've spent couple of weeks of the season at or above 500, and they are at 500 right now with this 11-1 victory.